Welcome to this explainer, everyone. Today we are diving into a really fascinating and honestly kind of painful irony in the aquarium hobby. We're going to look at how cleaning your aquarium filter too perfectly can actually literally kill your fish. Crazy, right? I mean, we're all taught that cleanliness is next to godliness, but out in the aquatic world, that mindset, yeah, it can be a total disaster. We're going to completely dismantle that myth today using some brilliant insights from Aquascape. So here is our game plan for today. We'll start with the cleanliness paradox, look at the 3 types of media, walk through the 4 standard steps for maintenance, highlight the mistakes causing mini cycles, and wrap up with exactly when to replace your media. Let's get right into it. Starting off with section 1, the cleanliness paradox. Get ready for a major paradigm shift here. So why exactly does cleaning your filter kill your fish? It's a pretty provocative question straight from our source material. The trap that so many of us fall into is treating our aquarium filter like a regular household appliance. Think about it. If your dishwasher is dirty, you scrub it until it literally shines, right? But a filter is not a machine in that way. It is a living, breathing ecosystem, and treating it like an appliance, well, that's exactly what leads to those sudden, catastrophic tank crashes. Look at it this way. With standard household cleaning, your end goal is spotless, sterile, white. But with filter maintenance, your only goal is to restore water flow while actively trying to keep all that brown gunk. Standard cleaning logic just does not apply to a delicate biological ecosystem. A healthy filter is rarely a perfectly clean one. Actually, if your filter looks brand new inside, you've probably done something terribly wrong. So what's actually happening when you scrub away that gunk? You end up triggering a mini cycle. Now, a mini cycle is a sudden, super dangerous spike in ammonia and nitrite, and it's caused by the accidental die-off or removal of your beneficial bacteria. When you wash your filter under scalding hot water or scrub it with chemicals, you're essentially evicting the microscopic workforce that keeps your tank's water safe. And without them around, toxic ammonia builds up incredibly fast. Moving on to section 2, the 3 types of filter media. Let's look inside the black box. Your filter actually compartmentalizes its jobs into 3 main areas. First, you've got mechanical media. Think sponges and floss. This catches the physical debris and, naturally, it's the stuff that clogs the fastest. Then there's chemical media, like activated carbon, which works to absorb dissolved toxins. And finally, you have biological media. These are your ceramic rings or matrix stones. Now, this biological media doesn't catch dirt. Its whole purpose is to house the bacteria. It is absolutely the true heart of your tank. You have to treat each of these components totally differently when you pop open that filter. And remember that brown gunk we mentioned earlier? Well, here is its actual scientific identity: biofilm. It is a highly active, incredibly complex network of beneficial bacteria and organics handling all that ammonia. It is not just dirt. I absolutely love this point from the source material because it reframes something we instinctively find gross into something we really need to aggressively protect. That slimy brown layer on your sponge, that's a thriving microscopic processing plant. All right, section 3, 4 standard cleaning steps. Let's talk about restoring that water flow. But wait, before we even get to step 1, we need to know exactly when to start. The golden rule here is look at the flow, not the calendar. Seriously, you don't clean a filter every second Tuesday just because some schedule tells you to. Every single tank has a completely different bioload, meaning a different amount of fish, food, and plants. Your cue to clean is simply a weak water flow returning to the tank, or maybe a noisy motor that's straining to pull water through all that clogged mechanical media. So, once you actually notice that flow dropping, here is your 4-step sequence. Step 1, turn off the power. I know it sounds super obvious, but forgetting this can easily burn out your motor. Step 2, prep a bucket of actual tank water. Step 3, gently squeeze the sponges in that bucket, just enough to let water pass through them again. And step 4, lightly dunk the biomedia. I want to heavily emphasize those words gently and lightly. You are just knocking off the large debris to preserve that beautiful bacterial city we were just talking about. Now this brings us to a pretty massive controversy in the hobby: tap water versus tank water. Why did we use a bucket of tank water in step 2? Well, because tap water contains chlorine and chloramine. These chemicals are literally designed by water treatment plants to kill bacteria. Now sure, some incredibly mature tanks might survive a quick tap water rinse, but using a bucket of your own tank water is always, hands down, the safest route to preserve that vital biofilm. Let's jump into section 4, mistakes causing mini cycles. These are the habits ruining your tank's stability. Let's rapid fire through the absolute biggest no-nos outlined by Aquascape. Number 1, replacing all your media at once. If you throw out all the old sponges, you are throwing out all your bacteria. Number 2, washing media until it looks brand new. Again, if it's white and spotless, you've killed the biofilm. And number 3, deep cleaning the tank substrate on the exact same day you clean the filter. Doing way too much deep cleaning on one single day completely overwhelms the ecosystem. You're basically stripping away bacteria from the gravel and the filter at the same time, which is a recipe for disaster. Now, surprisingly, a lot of people are totally terrified to do a normal water change on the same day they clean their filter. But doing a standard water change removes exactly 0% of your beneficial bacteria. Why? Because these bacteria are not just free floating around on the water column. They live firmly attached to surfaces, on your filter media, your gravel, your decorations. So taking out water does not take out your bacterial workforce. And that brings us to Section 5, when to replace, figuring out dead versus mature media. When we look at the actual lifespans of this stuff, filter floss degrades pretty fast. You'll want to replace it every few weeks or months when it flattens out. Sponges, however, they can last for years. Only replace them if they are literally falling apart in your hands. Chemical carbon expires quickly, usually maxing out its absorption in about 2 to 4 weeks. But most importantly, high-quality biomedia basically never expires. It's just housing. As long as it's structurally intact, you never throw it away. But hey, what if your sponge is finally tearing, and you absolutely must replace it? Well, you follow the Aquascape rule of seeding. You must seed the new media by running it right alongside the old media in the filter for 2 to 4 weeks. You have to give the bacterial city time to physically migrate over to the new real estate before you toss out that old, degrading sponge. Never ever just swap them out instantly. So our core takeaway today is really simple. Don't try to make the filter clean as new. Keep it running as a healthy ecosystem. That's a massive mindset shift, right? Moving from being a cleaner to being an ecosystem manager. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Is your filter a pristine machine, or is it a thriving microscopic city? Next time you notice your water flow dropping, I really hope you remember to treat that brown gunk with the respect it deserves. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer to learn about this amazing unseen world. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and definitely go explore more about your amazing tank ecosystems. Catch you next time.